Now, the output file name mask. When you first get this program started, there's three things in here. It's album, track number, and song. Now, where it says song, it's not just the song, but it also includes the artist. So you don't have to worry about the artist coming up. It's going to look just like this here, where it says Madonna like a Virgin. That's what's going to show up when you rip it to your folder. So song is artist and title. Track number and album would be like the album would be DK1, which that disc was, and then the track number would be next to each song, like Madonna like a Virgin would be track 1, Foreigner track 2, all the way down to track 18, which is She Lights Old Girl. So if you want to leave those in there, that's fine, but I don't do it that way, because you're going to use Virtual DJ, and you can search for your song or your artist by going into the browser of Virtual DJ. So I don't need the album covers, or the album or the track numbers in there, because I'm not going to be looking for them that way. Now, some of you might want to leave them in there, because you'll have customers come up and go, do you have the DK series? And, you'll say, yeah, I do, and you can look through the DK series because you left the album names in there as well. So, but I don't worry about that. I just do song titles. Okay, the next thing you want to look at is going to be this here. Your output format. When you click the drop-down window, you've got a choice of bin, CDG plus MP3, and CDG plus WAV. Well, the most optimum choice would be CDG plus MP3. And it takes the least amount of room, and it's really good quality. So that's the choice you're going to make. Okay, then you click on Settings. And here you have your MP3 encoder settings. And what that is it tells the computer how you want to rip it and how what kind of quality you want to rip the files to. Well, I've got a large hard drive. Okay, I've got 1.5 terabyte hard drive, so I want to put it in the best quality possible, which is going to be constant bit rate, and move the slider back and forth, and you can see you have a choice from between 10% of 320 all the way up to the full 320. So you can start out at 32 kilobytes, but that's crappy quality. And you can go all the way up to 320, which is the absolute best quality for MP3. Okay, do not choose variable bit rate. So I never check that. Don't worry about the slider where it's at, because you're not checking variable bit rate. Okay, the next thing to look at down here is make sure it's in stereo mode. And then quality, I put it on high. You have a choice between low, normal, and high. And click OK. All right. Okay, now what you might want to do is decide where you're going to put your karaoke. Where do you want to rip this onto your hard drive? You need to set that up first. So what I do is I go maximize back out here. Go to your computer. I'm going to put them on my external drive. And I think it's very important to put all of your media files, whether it's music, videos, karaoke, and music, separate. Don't put it on your internal drive of your laptop that you use for gigging. Virtual DJ should run exclusively on the C drive. That's your main internal drive, and all of your media files should always be on an external drive. Now, I've got 3 drives. I've got one for music video, one for karaoke, and one for music. And that way, all of those are isolated from each other, and they're easier for me to find, because I'll know, what drive letter each drive letter the music, videos, or karaoke's in. And right now, I've got everything in K drive. So we're going to go to my computer. Okay, then we're going to go to K, which is where my karaoke is on this computer. And then there's a subfolder in K that I have for karaoke transfers, and it's called Karaoke Transfers. You can see it right here. And the reason I have this here is because I rip all of my CDGs on my desktop, and then I transfer them to my hard drive, or to my either to my external hard drive by moving that over here, or through the wireless network I'll transfer them. So I'll open up Karaoke Transfers, and then I'm going to make a folder by right-clicking, go to New, go to Folder, and then a little window will pop up with a new folder in it, and it's going to be called New Folder, but you're going to type in the name, and what I do is I name it Karaoke Rips. So we'll type that in there. Okay, so now you've got your output folder ready to go so that you can rip that CDG into that folder. And that way later you can find it when you open up Virtual DJ. So we're going to close out all these windows here, and we're going to go back to the CDG, the Power CD+G burner window. Okay, now just to let you know too, this program's really good because you can use it to burn, copy CDGs, burn, and rip. You've got the 3 tabs here. Okay, but we're going to go to rip, obviously. Make sure they're checked. You got your output file name mask. I've got song there, which includes song and artist. And your output folder. This is what we just did. We created that folder, remember? So you're going to check this little box with the 3 dots in it. And let it open up there. Okay, then you're going to go look for that folder we just created. So you'll start out by going to My Computer, and you're going to expand that, and you're going to look for the K drive or whatever drive you have it on. And like I said, I recommend an external drive, so obviously it's not going to be C drive, that's your internal drive. This particular one is K, so I'm going to double click on K, so that expands it, and then I'm going to look for the Karaoke Transfers. I'm going to expand that, and then I'm going to look for the subfolder we just created called Karaoke Rips. And there it is. So that's highlighted. Click OK. Now in your output folder, it shows you exactly where it's going to go. So we've got everything checked. Make sure your reading speed is set to max right here. Yeah, max there. And your output format, CDG plus MP3. And your settings are set to constant bit rate 320. And you're good. So let's go ahead and click RIP. And there you see the little progress window. And what that's going to do is it's going to, take probably, since there's 18 songs, it'll probably take about, 5 minutes to go through all of these files. Okay? So we'll come back in a second when it's finished, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so it's completed. So now you just exit out. You're done. So close that out. Now go back to the folder that you have everything put on. I left it minimized. I didn't close it out. So we'll open the window up here. And there it is, Karaoke Rips. We'll double click on that. Okay, so this is what your end result is. This is what you have here. Now, these right here are dual files. There's a CDG file and there's an MP3 file. And what that is one's the video, a little blue TV screen with a microphone on it. That is a video file. And then the ones next to it with a little musical note, those are the MP3 music files. Now, just as they are, this can be used in Virtual DJ, Siglos, PCDJ, just like they are. This is a very common format. I don't really care for it because they take up more space and because it's 2 file formats to have to deal with as opposed to 1, which I prefer. So the next step that I'm going to show you, and this is purely optional, I mean you guys are ready to go from this point. And the next step that I'm going to take is converting them to a single file called a zip file, which is completely playable in Virtual DJ.